made the soup the other day and I put it in the crock pot. You can cook it like however you want to cook your soup, but I put it in the crock pot so it could slowly cook throughout the day. And I was like, oh, whatever, like I was working, so I was like super busy. And then I got really, really hungry because I was consumed with work and not food. And I inhaled it. Before I could put it in a bowl, I was full. Insanely full. So this soup is extremely satisfying and filling and hearty, and it's also really, really healthy because all of the ingredients are extremely clean. So I know that it's summer and soup isn't really associated with summer, but it would be really, really good chilled. But let's face it, fall is creeping up on us. So this is the perfect soup for fall that you can have in your fridge throughout the week, bring out and heat up. Watch Hocus Pocus, and I know it's a little too soon to mention that iconically festive film, but I'm ready. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. But even if you're not ready for Hocus Pocus, I hope that you're ready for this recipe because it's going to begin right now. For the soup, you will need vegetable broth, or you can just use water, canned tomatoes, either crushed or whole, cubed butternut squash, sliced carrots, black beans, sliced mushrooms, sliced onions, fresh garlic, or you can just use garlic granules, cumin, coriander, turmeric, and paprika. To make it easier, all of the measurements will be in the description of this video. And here are some ideas for toppings on the soup. In either a large pot or a slow cooker, add in all of your ingredients except for the mushrooms. I suggest adding in everything and then add in the broth and canned tomatoes to avoid making a mess, which is where I went wrong because I added the milk before the cereal, but in this case I added the liquid before the solids in the soup. So it kind of made a little bit of a mess. Now, if you're cooking the soup on the stove, cook it on low for roughly 5 hours and occasionally stir it. But if you're cooking the soup in the slow cooker, depending on your slow cooker, cook it on low for roughly 7 hours. When the soup has been cooking for a few hours, add in the mushrooms. The reason for adding in the mushrooms later is so that they don't get soggy. They still have more like tenderness to them rather than them just being sogginess. It just adds more texture to the soup.
Just want to enjoy my life. This world I care. Nothing brings more joy to my life. We know a girl will be there. Are you happy, girl? Know that you really broke my heart in a piece or two. Knowing that I would have walked across the ocean for you. Saying you're not confused, but that's a lame excuse. That's why the only one to blame is you. For last night, can't believe what I was hearing. And we had a nice night tonight. I don't think I'll spare your feelings. I knew we was on last night. Can't believe what I was hearing. And we had a nice night tonight.
I love this recipe because it's so easy. All you have to do, like most of the work in this recipe is chopping up all the vegetables. But once you're done chopping and prepping, I mean, you could have on like a movie or a show while you're chopping, so it's not that bad. And then you just put it in a pan, well, not a pan, you wouldn't put it in a pan. You'd put it in a pot or in the slow cooker or the maybe even pressure cooker. I don't know, you can experiment with that. But it's really, really nice because it's so easy as well as it's really filling, like I said earlier, and it's so satisfying. Even though all of the ingredients are very, very clean and healing, it's really, really satisfying, so you won't be wanting anything afterwards. But I think it would be really, really good to have some sort of tortilla thing in there, maybe like a tortilla crunch, or if you have some sourdough bread, toast that and eat it with the soup. That would be amazing together. Don't be afraid to experiment with the spices and the vegetables. If you want to add more of something, less of something, feel free to do that because this isn't baking. So there's no chemistry involved. So if you're lacking an ingredient, it won't turn out the wrong way because you're not baking it. It's just cooking. So it's all up to your preference. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I definitely did. And I hope that you make it. And if you do, don't forget to let me know how it turned out. And it'll probably turn out a little different than mine, because like I said, you can change up the amount of ingredients, less, more, whatever you want to do, or maybe even add in some different spices, some different vegetables. I was about to say maybe some fruits, but that would be kind of weird, even though I guess cucumbers are fruit, so you could put fresh cucumber on top. That would be kind of good. Basically, make the soup entirely your own. And don't forget to send me your photos of the soup or just tell me how it turned out for you. And also let me know if you want to see any other recipes from me, because I want to make food and I want to eat it and I want to share the experience with you. So let me know in the comments.
Hey, I wanted out of focus.